Welcome everybody to another exciting book talk where literary prowess and irreverent commentary blend together in a frothy mix of pun-slinging and comic ineptitude. Faithful Morgan, drop me a title card, will ya? Thank you, my good man. I'm Steven, constant reader, librarian at Cinco Ranch Branch in Katy, and man seen here filling in for the monster under your bed. I mean, even monsters need a day off, right? Oh, sweet Christmas. So, while that photo may be the stuff of nightmares, it's not nearly as terrifying as the novel of our latest book talk, The Terror, a meaty historical fiction entree topped with a decadent horror ganache and a hint of magical realism. Hugo Award-winning author Dan Simmons, seen here looking dashing in his black winter wear and authorial mystique, brings to painstaking clarity the horrific trials and tribulations of 19th century Arctic exploration. Based on the doomed 1840s expedition led by Sir John Franklin, The Terror follows two British Navy ships, the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror, en route to the fabled Northwest Passage, a long-dreamed-of Arctic shipping lane connecting the world's two great oceans. Readers are taken aboard these ill-fated vessels as the crews go from discovery to setback, trapped in the polar ice despite the ship's powerful steam engines and retractable screw propellers. That last part's a tongue twister. Stranded in a nightmarish landscape of encroaching ice and endless darkness, the crewmen endure the most dreadful hardships imaginable: terminal isolation, frostbite, gangrene, and botulism from tainted food. Couple all that with the gloomy prospect of what must come next when the food runs out. Yeah, things get even more terrifying. If that's not enough, hot on their trail is an unstoppable creature straight out of Eskimo mythology. Possessed of a dark intelligence and hell-bent on destruction, this uncanny Arctic monster stalks the ships, picking off the crew in grisly fashion. Told from the perspective of several prominent crew members, this fictionalized account of history's most disastrous voyage imagines the fate of the missing crew and of the two sunken ships that were only just discovered in 2014 and 2016. To this day, only a handful of the 129 crew members has ever been found. What makes The Terror most terrifying is the cruel certainty that none of these able-bodied men will make it out of this Arctic wasteland. And the protagonists are forced to realize that their Eurocentric values aren't going to keep them alive. This ensemble cast of 19th century British characters is richly drawn and varied. You've got sailors, doctors, aristocrats, and everything in between. While there are some truly noble gents aboard these ships, some are downright despicable, while others are just ordinary guys trapped in extraordinary circumstance. So much of this novel's emotional pull comes from seeing the hapless sailors succumb to the psychological effects of extreme stress, isolation, and deprivation. Simmons handles his large cast of characters with a skilled hand, and he makes each death meaningful and heartbreaking. I don't want to sell this book short. Simmons captures the unholy miseries of Arctic life in scrupulous detail, effectively painting a gripping portrait of courage and audacity, hubris, unspeakable suffering, and the will to survive in the harshest of climates. In the course of his research, Simmons attests to being influenced by certain 19th century writers, and boy does it show. Take Herman Melville, for example, renowned author of Moby Dick. He was known to take lengthy detours to talk about whales, but most modern audiences have lost patience with this kind of long-windedness. While The Terror is impeccably researched and worthy of magnum opus status, this 800-page doorstopper is occasionally weighed down by nautical talk and historical minutiae. Fellow readers, if you're thinking about embarking on this odyssey, prepare to learn everything there is to know about Welsh wigs and Goldner food tins. Is the narrative verbose at times? Absolutely. But there's a very fluid momentum to it. And a staggering amount of nautical speak brings a terrifying vividness to the ordeal. When it comes to making detailed historical adventures come alive, Simmons is a regular Victor Frankenstein. There's a masquerade ball scene midway through the book that was so compelling, I almost missed my train. Want my advice? Take your time when reading this massive tome. It's intended to be savored. If gripping historical fiction tales like these float your boat, then set a course for your local library and check out a copy of Dan Simmons' The Terror. Well, that about wraps it up. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay true to your shelves.